Hey,
Almost
it's
done.
Joe with another episode of Synergy's Accidentally Fit podcast about real people becoming fit around real busy schedules and real busy lives. And today it is my pleasure to be joined by Alexa Langland. I've known Alexa for a long time. She's been at the gym recently. She has started her own branch of a business recently, and I love what she's doing in the community and for her own personal health. So I thought she would be perfect to have on. Alexa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So let's get right into it because we're recording this on New Year's Day. Alexa just had the experience of a lifetime toughing out Wegmans on a day where no one's at work. And still she decided to do this. So I appreciate it. So Alexa, tell us a little bit about your fitness story. Like, why did you decide getting in shape is important to your life? Let's start there.
Sure. Well, I've been with Synergy for about a little over a year now. I should say I came back to Synergy. I used to be over working at the Endwell when I got married 5 years ago. You guys helped me get in shape, and then I kind of lost track of it. And I ran into Krista at one of the YP summits, and she suggested for me to come back, and I'm very happy that I did because now I am focusing more on myself and improving myself. I started kind of focusing on at least working out at least 2 days a week to keep growing myself and kind of fitting in when I can in my busy schedule.
Yeah. So newly married. Did I see you buy a house recently, or has that been a couple years?
No, so we've been married for 5 years now, and in August we moved into this house that I'm in now.
So just recently. Wow.
Very
And
recently.
you started your business maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Is that right?
It was May 2018 I started that business.
Okay. I remember stopping by because I was over at Rom's and I saw that and I was so excited to see that you had your own place. And what is running your own business like with your schedule, stress level, and things like that? Have you been able to manage with it, or what are some ins and outs?
So having my own business, honestly, going to the gym is a great way for me to be able to have my stress reliever. I am at the 6 o'clock class, so I get up, go to the gym before work. I never know when I'm going to be leaving the office, so I could never dedicate myself to go after work. So I set the time aside for the morning to really be able to focus on getting that workout in.
And that's really great pre-scheduling it. If you don't know whether you have your own business or you're just busy with family life, you don't know what your kids want to do after school, and then things get thrown off, and then you start to think, well, I'm not going much. Don't have the time for it. And then all of a sudden you fall off completely. So kudos to scheduling ahead, doing it in the morning. And I saw you shared some of your wins from the last year is that you hurt your foot. How'd you hurt your foot? Kicking butt too hard or what?
No, well, yes, I should
Okay.
say. But with everything kind of going on, I've been trying to do as much as I can of being outside in the summertime. And my friends and I were hiking at Watkins Glen State Park, and I happened to slip on a rock, and it completely twisted my ankle the opposite way and tore 3 ligaments in my foot. So that was eventful, trying to get back down the hill limping.
Did you whimper the whole way?
No, I said we have to just keep walking or I'm not going to be able, I'll just sit there and cry. I'm like, can we please just keep going?
So I guess a lot of times I push people to say like, hey, you should go out and do things to enjoy your fitness. And you went out and did something and fell over.
Yep, pretty much.
But here's the big win is that even with a setback, you found some time to exercise. How did you exercise around a foot injury?
So I actually sent you an email. I'm like, I don't want to tie up somebody's time slot. Is it okay if I still come, even though if I'm sitting doing workouts or just doing upper body? And you were like, yeah, sure, absolutely, whatever you need to do. I was having that good momentum of going and dedicating my time, and I didn't want to stop that momentum. So what I did was I was going to physical therapy to do my foot for 2 days a week. And then I was coming to Synergy 2 days a week on the opposite days to be able to start doing some more of the upper body and keep getting my routine, keep going, I should say.
Yeah, once you start a habit, it's best to keep it going. 3-4 weeks off, it's tough to get the momentum going. So props to you for getting it going, even with the bum foot and double the schedule, because now you had to go to PT. What are some other kind of tips or suggestions you have for any of the listeners that have helped you stay on track this time when you went to it versus last time where you had that event, you got married, and then things fell off. Why has it been more sticky this time to stay with it?
Honestly, because of having the stress and just having things, it's a way for me just to be able to think about myself and dedicate that time, and having the stress just kind of melt away for that hour or 45 minutes now that I'm there. Also, I know that I'm setting the time aside. I'm looking at my calendar, and I usually book my sessions 2 weeks in advance just so that I could make sure that it's there. If I'm not having a meeting at the office and I'm working on going to the gym on those days. And I've also been setting my gym clothes out the night before so that there's no excuse to not get up and go right to the gym.
I like that because people say that, hey, they're already out. They'll just put them in their bag. They'll go. But I also like just that little bit of guilty feeling, like they're looking at you and they know you should pick them up.
Yes.
Take them with you. I know stress relief is big in your life and using it for fitness, but you also do a ton in the community. I'm going to bring up, for those watching the video, a picture right now. So Alexa did this. Alexa, can you see that?
Yes, I can see it.
So Alexa's a State Farm agent just a little bit down from our Vestal location, right on the Parkway, and did a holiday drive-through. Now, from my experience, and you'll have to tell me whether I'm wrong, which is often the case, but when we do these community events as like a fitness facility or State Farm agency, that I find a little bit recharging, and it helps my stress level just as much as anything else to put some smiles on some faces.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so you did this holiday one. I only saw this from the picture, or else I would have went. What was it about? What'd you do? Did you get the real Santa Claus? That looks legit.
So he is actually he and she is my customers, and they went to a professional Santa school, which I didn't even know that was a thing, but
Wow.
they did. And they have a certificate for being professional Santa, and he has a certificate for having his official beard and all of that. So I set up my tent outside my office, and I just promoted that I was doing a drive-through event. I handed out cookies and hot cocoa packets and candy canes for people that were coming through. I didn't have like a fee or anything with it, but I suggested for people to bring chow donations. So I was able to get some chow donations. I actually filled up the whole back of my SUV with everyone that brought the stuff over. Some people gave me cash to donate to chow, so we were able to raise some funds and some goods for them.
Now, I know you went through it very quick, and it is a very cool event that you did. You said you handed out cookies. Now, they were all handed out, correct? Or did any stay in your possession?
No, none stayed in my possession. I actually did not eat any of them. My team members did, but I did not. And we had some left over from the event. So I actually went and brought them to like dealerships and stuff like that just to get them out of my office.
See, I knew it would be another healthy tip to bring us around, not only de-stressing, doing something in the community. I felt the same way with Christmas cookies. Like, we either got to freeze them or give them away. Just be thankful that the act of giving them doesn't require you to consume them as well.
Yes.
And it gets a little tricky. Now, I also saw you at this one community event. It was a drive-through trunk or treat we did for the area at one of our Synergy locations, and Alexa's always one of those people who raise their hand to help out to these cool community events, which is part of being mentally healthy. It is good to just say, especially this past year, like, forget everything that's going on in the world. Let's do some good. Explain to me what I'm looking at here for the people who are listening who can't see it.
So I have my trunk that I decorated on the Halloween-y theme, I should say. I had like pumpkins and ghosts inside my trunk, but also on the side of my trunk I had my table that had some of the candy that I was passing out. But I also had my cutout Jake sitting on my car that was dressed up as a Ninja Turtle. So
yeah, where'd you get the Ninja Turtle outfit?
It was actually my husband's costume a couple years ago, so I just put it on Jake.
Asking for a trainer, did you pass out all the candy?
I did. I might have snuck like a piece, but I gave all the rest out.
All right. Well, you've done a good job staying healthy despite the bad foot, getting back on track after starting a business and starting your busy life. Busy life. Is there any last bits of magic you can pass on to the listeners? Most of them are Synergy members or people in our community about their health and fitness that you've picked up over the years.
I would say just keeping yourself dedicated and finding the time and focusing on it. I know I just focus on what I can control. Everything that's going on in the world, you cannot control everything. So whatever I can control, that's what I've been focusing on.
Well said. And where can people learn more about you as someone who passes out lots of candy and cookies in the community? Maybe they'd like to do some business with you.
If you would like to visit my website, it's alexalanglandinsurance.com, or you can find me on Facebook with my hashtag is myinsurancealexa.
And yeah, this is good. Good synergy that you pass out cookies and candy, and then we'll promote the gym, bring them over, we'll help them to stop eating, and then they pass it on to their kid. Work a good circle. Alexa, thank you so much for being on Synergy's Accidentally Fit podcast, sharing some tips with everyone, and I want to wish you a happy new year.
Thanks, you too.